one without some records. We talk about them.
Hi again, how's it hanging? It's been a while since I did a video, and I figured, well, I might as well just run through, just some of the records I bought this year so far, and take it from there. So the first one is, well, first off, I'm kind of disappointed. My wife is out of town, and she has the camera that I'd ordinarily use, so I'm using my phone, and I had it rigged up to this. I have like a light above me, a ring light, and I can like hang the phone in there if I want, and use an app to control it so I can actually see what's being shot, and it's a Filmic Pro. And anyway, the camera, Filmic Pro itself, keeps crapping out for me, and it's up to date. And I mean, this is a pretty good, it's an iPhone 13, and so I don't know what's up with the app. Anyway, so I'm holding it in my hand, and I'm not used to making a video like this, so bear with me. So you may have noticed this. It's the Wilco Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. Now, I got the big box set, but I didn't want this to be an unboxing video, and the arch is all shoved in there, so I'd have to take it apart to show it in the record. So, yeah, got the Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. I keep wanting to call it Yankee Foxtrot Hotel, which would be kind of fun, sort of like a dance theme album, so flapper dancers, I guess. But this is an amazing album, and it was one that I missed at the time, to be honest, because I had the first couple of albums, and I got into them. Well, I've mentioned it a couple of places, but anyway, yeah, I met his mother. I was doing like a bus tour of Nova Scotia, and his mother came up for a bus tour of Nova Scotia, and she just mentioned she had this son, and he was in a band called Wilco. So I went out and got their, the first couple albums as they came out. I mean, I followed them along up to Being There, which I had, and then just life changes and stuff. I sort of lost track of them, and then a friend got me back into them in 2007 with Sky Blue Sky. And that's my favorite Wilco album. I think it's their best. No, I mean, mind you, it doesn't have the gravitas. This is a phenomenal album. But pound for pound, I'm still a big fan of Sky Blue Sky. Got Neil Young, Harvest. Had some memories of high school when that came out, and let's move along. I don't know what year this out in. Oh, Jesus. I was either high school or just out of high school. Classic album. I got Maisie Fly is the name of the album. Spelling is the artist. Oh, I'm going to have to take the bags off this. Hold on. What a nightmare. I turned the light off because it's just causing more grief than adding value. So, I'm going to have to take these out of the bag one at a time. But, Spelling, Maisie Fly. And for the longest time, I thought Maisie Fly was the name of the group and Spelling was the album, but it's reversed. And she's just a kid. Really great stuff. This is kind of like a lo-fi, electric psychedelic dance stuff. It's currently very modern. And she has a new album out. I think it came out last year. This is a couple years old. The new one, it just didn't jive with me. She's pop oriented, and I don't know, the new one had like sort of little influences of Disney movies wafting through. And I know that's popular with stuff like, that's modern pop, I guess. I just don't like it at all. But anyway, this is a great album, and it's on Sacred Bones, which is one of my favorite labels. Pretty much everything they put out is pretty awesome. So I'll get the next album ready. Next up are a couple of Richard Thompson albums. They came out recently, vinyl version of the music from Grizzly Man. Really great stuff, instrumental stuff. and it was like captured over basically a 2-day jam session. Amazing. I'm not gonna, if you like Richard Thompson, you're aware of it, and you probably have it. Maybe not on vinyl because it's only a relatively recent release, but this is great. And on Discogs, I tracked down a version of Hand of Kindness, which is really good. Like, great stuff. What do we have on here? We got A Tear Stained Letter, How I Wanted To, Both Ends Burning, Poisoned Heart, Twisted Memory. Not my favorite on the album, but still good. The Wrong Heartbeat, Hand of Kindness, Devon Side is probably my favorite song on the album. And this is a classic Richard Thompson album, but I find the early 80s stuff, the production, I wasn't a big fan of the saxophones in there, to be honest. Anyway, and I guess now we're just looking at Misfits by the Kinks. I got this also through Discogs, I think from the same store. I didn't own this album. I was aware of some of the songs, and the Kinks are one of my very favorite groups. Trying to think. They're definitely top 5 band for me. And the very first Kinks album I ever got was State of Confusion. A friend gave that to me, and that just blew my mind. And of course, working your way back, their first. I went on a rant about them before. Anyway, I love them. This is a great album. And Misfits, Rock and Roll Fantasy. Oh, wow, what a great record. I'll get some more queued up. Before I move on, I gotta say, I was trying to put this back in a plastic outer sleeve that I had, and it shredded it. And this is, I gotta say, the production on this is, the packaging is amazing. The sleeves are hard, stiff cardboard. But I had the same problem with a couple of, I got some reissues of Roxy Music from a couple of years ago, and it's the same thing. They don't fit in bags. It's kind of a bother for me. No biggie. But yeah, and I think I understand that they just re-released those Roxy Music albums, and it sort of gave the impression that they were remasters, but they were already remastered from just a couple of years ago. So it's amazing that record companies will just push stuff out, reprint stuff, call it something different, and charge people for it. Anyway, on to the next record. Okay, and I think from the same place on Discogs, I had ordered this Parallel Lines by Blondie. It already had, I think, Eat to the Beat. And band I'm just getting into. I'd never spring for, anyway, yeah. Great classic album. Oh, God. One Way or Another, Hang On to the Telephone. This is good stuff. Yep. Anyway, Tim Cohn, You're Still Here. Now this is like I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite albums of the last couple of years. This is really, really good stuff. It's kind of psychedelic pop, modern psychedelic, I guess in a sense. But this is really, really good. He's, I think, the lead singer for a band that I really enjoy called the Fresh and Onlys. And I have a couple albums by Bandmate One and Miles, and those are really good records too. But this is a phenomenal album. I ordered it directly from their website, Bobo Integral Records. I think you can order it on Bandcamp as well. But man, if you like pop, good pop, psychedelic stuff, this is an amazing album. Now, I've had this album for quite a while, and I don't know, it was in the stack that I pulled this up by accident. However, this is pressed by, Yep Rock, I don't know how many years ago, but for the longest time, I couldn't play it, and I had cleaned it in a variety of, the usual cleaning methods, and it just didn't sound good. But I recently sprung and got like a cheap ultrasonic cleaner, and oh boy, what a difference. This sounds amazing. And what an album and what a band. I'll grab a couple more records here. My wife is a huge Jon Brion fan, and Meaningless just came out on vinyl recently, so we picked that up. Got the I don't know what color that is, wine colored, maroon vinyl. Anyway, yeah, great album. God. So there's that, and then we got Aimee Man, sort of. I think they worked together in the past. This is also like such a good record. I love this album. This is one of our favorite albums to listen to. We'll sit out sometimes and on the, I guess it's dark lyrical subject matter, but the music is just beautiful, and it's fun to just sit out and have a beverage on the balcony and listen to this playing in the background. Love it. Some Oscar Peterson, Walking the Line. Oh, really, really good, amazing stuff, and it's like just the Windmills of Your Mind. That's what it is. Yeah, really good. He plays piano, in case you don't know. Yeah, and I haven't taken some of the plastic yet. Listened to it once, amazing. Arctic Monkeys, The Car. I only got into them last year, or early this year, January, when I picked up a copy of their, whatever it's called, Moonbase Motel or something like that. Anyway, that. I love that album quite a bit, and this just picks up from where that left off. Really great stuff. Check it out. Yeah. I'll grab some more records. Okay, I picked this one up at a record store in Wolfville, the Hollies. Now, I was completely unfamiliar with this album, and to be honest, I didn't pay much for it, so that's good. Yeah. The Motels. This is a fun record. You got to be in the mood for that kind of 80s new wave kind of big. I don't know what the SR16 electric drum sound, but I mean it's good. This is a classic album, highly regarded. And I also got this at the record store in Wolfville, The Rainbow's End. I think that's what it is. And, I also got this there too, Mott the Hoople. This is not a stinker. This is a great album. Again, it's out of my typical style, but when you're in the mood for just that stuff, you got to scratch that itch. And this is a classic album. And finally, Green Bullfrog. There had to be a Deep Purple record related album in here. And this is just this group of friends that got together and jammed over a couple nights. Albert Lee and Big Jim Sullivan. This is a fun. It's indulgent, but I mean that's the point of it. They're just there jamming away, having a blast, and oh man, some good stuff. Lottie Miss Claudie, Walk a Mile in My Shoes, the Joe South song that Elvis, of course, did. But really, really good. Just heavy on the guitar work, and it's just a jam album, and it's really, really fun. So that's it. Now I'm gonna go grab a beer and edit this. Talk to you soon.